In this class, I'm going to show you how to use your logo designed in Adobe Illustrator and animate in Adobe After Effects. It's pretty simple. First, we're going to create a new document with 1080, 1920 by 1080. That's what we're going to do. And we'll give it a name. We'll give the document a name. Make sure it's in pixels. Make sure your set is in pixels and change to RGB. It's very important too. And your artboard should just be a singular artboard. So this is a singular artboard and we're pasting the logo. I already have the logo designed and it's in SVG format. Adobe Illustrator format. Now one thing I want to do is that every single of these letters must be in a separate layer. So as I'm looking at it right now, I must make sure that even the dot of the I must be on a separate layer. So I have to ungroup, release where necessary. Okay, make sure you ungroup first before you release. In case you see ungroup and release, do ungroup first before you release, because most files, when you release them, you don't want to you won't like what you see. Alright, so when I've done that, I quickly select everything, like selecting the whole thing, and go to my layer panel where I have my layer panel. You can press F7 if you don't see your own, and go to the menu there and release layers to sequence. Once you do that, all the layers will pop out, and then you can move all the layers out of the main layer 1. They will already be given a name, layer 2, 3 to how many objects found in your scene. Okay, remember this artboard is also going to represent your scene. Now what I'm doing right now is I'm quickly renaming all the files. So quickly I've renamed them, and I must save the file and save it with a name that I can recollect, and especially in a location. When saved properly, open my After Effects, select a new project. If there are any things you need to close, just close them. Create a new composition, give it a name, and put the same pixel size we put on the artboard at Illustrator. You can give it any amount of time you want. 10 seconds for me is fine. Give the composition a name, and then import the Illustrator file document that we just created. Look for it in your own location and import like so. Now one thing you must do is that you must select composition and not footage. When it gives you the option of footage or composition, select composition, and on the other selection, select layer size and not composition size. It's very important. Alright, so it's imported now, and I have opened the document. Here it is, each one on its own layer, the E on its own layer, and we're going to be using the Keyfast plugin because it makes things faster. You hardly get slowed down and things are made easy. So I'm going to use virtually all the Keyfast plugin in this tutorial, and make sure you have the plugin. If you have this video, you must definitely have the plugin because it's going to come with it. Alright. Okay, I want to take my time to explain the Keyfast plugin, how it works. The first block you see there, that is designated as ease. We're going to skip that for now, but we'll use it in the course of this animation, because if I explain it, we will not understand it. But for the move, which is a section of the move, has to do with position, the keyframe position or the position keyframe. The first arrow you see from the left is positioning. When to make the object to come from the left, it adds the keyframe automatically and moves the object away, creating 2 keyframes for the movement, meaning that immediately you click on it, it creates a keyframe. The second one does the same but from the right, and the third one, which is the next button, does the same but from the bottom, and the last one under the move section does the same but from the top. So we're going to use that to animate this logo, and we're going to see how it works. So we will start with the E. We will make it to come from the bottom. It is also very important to make our animation stop at 3 seconds. That's to loop at 3 seconds. So what we will do is that we will put our indicator at 3 seconds and press N. That way it stops there. So we will take our time indicator to the beginning. We can simply press home to make that possible. Then we will click on the bottom arrow, the one that will make it come from the bottom, and automatically it will create a keyframe there. We can also select as many as we want. That's the beautiful thing about this plugin, is that you can select all the ones you want. But in this animation, we're not going to animate the X figures here. We're just going to skip it and do only the letters. So because it's like something I have in mind to do for the X. So then I will press the same bottom key for it, and it comes from the bottom. Now we can simply play it by pressing the space bar, and you see how they come from the bottom to the top. Now the next thing we want to do is, just because we want to recognize the layers we are working on, we want to select all the layers that we have animated the position and give them a different color. It's easy to do. It's just to select all of them and click on the box that has the color of the same layer, and then we can change the color. In this case, I've just changed it to orange, initially green but now orange. Okay, so and this, it will be easy for us to recognize. We can also press Ctrl Shift and the right bracket key on your keyboard after the P, so that we can shift it upward. Okay, that way we push all the layers we have selected to the top, and they stay on top. It's good so that we can have all the colors in same place. Okay, in the next video, I'm going to show us how we're going to add opacity or use opacity, same plugin that we're using, which is a Keyfast plugin. We're going to use that to animate the pixel knee logo that we are working on. That way you will see how that we will not be seeing the pixel knee before it comes from the bottom. So stay tuned on the next class.